What is a hair restoration specialist? Hi, I'm Steve Luttrell, your hair loss consultant, and welcome to my channel, The Real Deal, where I talk about your hair loss, why you've lost your hair, and is there anything you can do to get it back? Today's video, we're going to talk about what is a hair loss specialist or hair restoration specialist, whichever you prefer, and who is the person that claims to be a hair loss specialist. In today's world of influencers and sales and editing and gimmicks, it's really hard to tell what a hair loss professional is. So if you're starting to lose your hair and you start thinking, I've got to do something about it, and you're looking for advice or you're looking for somebody to help you restore your hair, the first place today is you go to Google and you type in hair loss, men's hair loss, women's hair loss, and from there you have all this information come up. Some of it right away you can say, that's not even real information, that's just an ad, they're selling me snake oil, they're selling me something, but there is all kinds of stuff out there on the internet today. So all of this information comes up. All these websites, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, it's everywhere. It's just hair loss overload. Now you have to decide on which one of these things to use, which one to choose, which one to go to, who's going to help you, which one is the most professional, which one's the most specialized, which one is the one that's going to give you the information that you need to either be successful or solve your problem. Well, as your hair loss consultant, that's what I'm here to help you decipher. I've been in this industry for 20 plus years. I've been president of the American Hair Loss Council. So I've worked with all aspects of hair loss, from the lotions, the potions, surgical, non-surgical, laser. I've seen it all. Talked to people over the years that sell it, use it, been successful in it. So I'm here to help you decipher what is the difference between all these people that call themselves professionals, specialists, and are they really here to help you or help them? So now that you've Googled, the first place you're probably going to go to is websites or YouTube, depending upon your age demographic. Younger people, more video. Older people, more websites. So let's start with YouTube, since we're on a YouTube channel. So you go on YouTube and you see these YouTube channels, you see these YouTube videos that claim that if you use this on your head, it's going to regrow your hair. If you do this, it's going to regrow your hair. If you do this, it's going to give your hair back. If you do this, if you do this, if you do this. So who is the person that's actually making the video? Is the person making the video someone that has zero hair experience? They've never cut hair, they've never styled hair other than their own hair, but professionally they're not licensed, they've not taken advanced education to be certified as a specialist. So you come across these guys that have lots of videos and they've got lots of followers and they're quite entertaining, and one day they decided that they figured out how to do their own wig, their own hair system, their own weave, and now they decided that they're going to tell the world about how great their hair system is and how great they can do their own hair. But meanwhile, a lot of these people spend 6 hours in the bathroom trying to fix their hair, trying to do their hair, and they have no experience in doing other people. So the only person they have to compare their experience with is their self. And I don't think that is justified, because everybody is so different that everybody has different hair, everybody has different hair loss, everybody has different body chemistries. So when you start using all these different things and you start testing all these different things, each person is a different variable. Not only is each product a different variable, but each person is a different variable. So when that person's giving you a video and they're selling you the fact that they can do their hair and this is really easy, and but they don't tell you that they've been spending 3 hours in the bathroom for months every day doing, redoing, taking their hair off, putting it back on, re-gluing it, cursing at it, throwing it away. Because I know these guys. I have a few clients that love to get their hands in their hair. And they go home and they get in their hair and it's like disastrous most of the time. What I found on YouTube is, and one of the reasons I'm making this channel, I've decided to make this channel, is because I find that a lot of people on YouTube are just sharing their own personal experiences. And they're quite engaging with the audience, their YouTube audience. But at the end of the day, they have no other experience other than their own personal experience. And the fact that every person is different, every experience is different, every problem is different according to each individual person. So unless they're engaging with other people physically and actually doing their hair and seeing the actual problems, not hearing about them through a quick text message or a quick email, but actually physically seeing, touching the problem that exists for each individual client or person. And at the same time, and one other thing is, it's great that they're sharing their personal experience, but are they a licensed cosmetologist, a licensed barber? Are they a licensed stylist? Have they taken advanced education in order to advance their methods and their techniques that they're using to better perfect their methods and their techniques? Have they gone to hair shows? Have they gone to hair loss conferences? Have they gone to hair loss education? Did they go to school to be a surgeon? These are questions you have to ask of that YouTube influencer, because how deep is their experience? Because again, if it's just their experience and them fumbling through YouTube videos themselves and buying products and trying products and throwing it out and but only trying it on themselves, it's very hard to really give advice to other people when you have no variables of what people like and what people don't like. When you have no different opinions about what people like and what people don't like. When you have no experience on what is happening to each individual client. And have you ever solved some of these problems for other people? So if this YouTube influencer has done nothing other than hashtag, made a lot of videos, engaged with you personally, and maybe made a personal friend with their audience, and sometimes, hey, they give good advice because somebody might be just like them and have the same problems that they have. And that's wonderful, and that's great, and that's nice about sharing. And that's what's nice about these venues of Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, that we can now share our information and knowledge, because I've always enjoyed sharing information and knowledge. I've always been an educator my whole career in hairdressing. And so I really enjoy sharing my information, and that's what I always do, is I educate my clients. Because the more educated they are, the easier their life is going to be when it comes to doing their hair. So that's one kind of professional, is your YouTube professional, your internet professional that really just took off and enjoyed doing their own hair and share their personal experience and experiences of what they found and didn't like and liked. And that's great, and that's wonderful that they're willing to get on camera and share that information, because this is an embarrassing subject for a lot of people. So kudos to these people that share their experience, but realize that their experience is limited to only their self. The second type of professional out there is your corporate professional. Now, some of your big corporations that are out there, they do have professional stylists and they do have professional surgeons that work for them, but the people that run the game and people that run the whole show are really corporate guys. And one minute they're working for a big organization selling medical supplies, the next thing they're selling hair systems or hair pieces and wigs. So in this situation, this person's only concern is closing the deal. Once they've closed the deal, they believe they have locked you in, and now that you're their customer. And for a lot of times, these guys are the best of the best closers. They tell you anything you want to hear in order to close the deal. When I first got in this industry, I was told I need to take a sales class because I am not a salesman, and that the guys that are in my town are going to close that client after the consultation. Where myself, I educate my client, I educate my consultation, and I let them make an educated decision, because if I don't want to force somebody into doing something that they don't want to do, because that's just going to be our worst nightmare. So, is the person you're going to, again, are they a true professional? Do they do hair? Do they do hair replacement? Do they wear hair? That's a big one, because do they walk in your shoes every single day? Or are they just there because it's a good paycheck, they're great closers, and until something better comes along that pays them more money, they'll sell you hair? What I find in most of these corporate companies is that the stylists that do work for them have very little say. They basically are paid a salary to basically stay quiet and do as they're told. And as long as they do what they're told, the general managers love them. When I first got into this, I met lots of people that worked for other corporations, and now they went on their own, or they've left, or they were still working for the corporations. And the one thing that they would always tell me in education classes was, wow, I wish we could do this kind of product that really looks like hair. But the problem was, that was a harder product for most of these guys to sell, most of these salespeople to sell. So if you happen to go to one of these corporate companies, you need to really interview them and ask them, what is your experience in hair? Are you a licensed stylist? Are you a licensed barber? What kind of further education have you had in hair restoration and hair loss? And do you yourself wear hair? And a lot of people out there perceive these big corporations because they had lots of advertising dollars, the infomercials, the film footage that they did were all fantastic and were all great. And so it made them look like they were the it guy. They were the it people to go to. They were the most knowledgeable. But at the end of the day, they just had a better sales team. And they were more about closing that client more than they were giving them something that they needed. And last but not least, is the person you're going to a true studio with true professionals that are licensed cosmetologists, licensed barbers, people that have been doing hair for a few years at least, behind the chair, dealing with different kinds of hair, curly hair, straight hair, thin hair, thick hair. You need all these different experiences in order to give you the right product. If they don't have the expanded knowledge in order to funnel you down the right path, and they only have one trick to give you because they've only experienced one trick, then I don't think they're truly a hair professional. These licensed cosmetologists and barbers that specialize in hair loss and hair restoration, They go to continuing education, continuing classes, looking at the latest, greatest things for their clients, because that's very important for them, because in order to keep them going, that's how they make their living, is keeping you in the chair and making sure that you're happy. And today, everybody gets on Yelp and tells you that don't go to this place, and they're anonymous today. So, is your professional licensed? Not with a business license. Are they licensed by their state, the DPR, Department of Professional Regulation? The person that makes sure that they're allowed to do your hair. And then there's the professional surgeons. These guys, they go to med school, they specialize in trichology and hair restoration. And again, these guys, if they're the top of their game, they're always going out and educating themselves and bringing their bar standard higher and higher and higher in order to bring you a better product. So when you're considering about doing something about your hair loss, you really have to ask, who's doing your hair and giving you the information to restore your hair? So just a quick recap. We have the social media influencer that just puts a camera up and gives their own personal experience. You have a corporate salesperson that goes from corporation to corporation, different companies, different products. The sales is the main thing here, and closing the deal. The product is irrelevant. The close is the most important part of that person's agenda. And then you have the licensed hair professional. Your licensed cosmetologist, your licensed barber, and your licensed surgeon. Let me know what you think a hair restoration professional is. If you have an opinion on this subject today, let me know in the comment section below. I love your comments. Meanwhile, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos. I'm Steve Luttrell, and this has been The Real Deal. Thanks for viewing. Have a great hair day, guys.